Alright. It's that time again. Time to stream some Minecraft. And I put the title wrong. Oops. Let's get the title right this time. We're in Minecraft 1.14. The latest one. Not the combat update. Combat update. I looked at it. I don't know. I never understood the thing with the combat update, to be honest. As soon as they've changed it, they just made it better. It's funny. It's like a group of like little kids trying to push it back to how it was before, which is, it seems like the opposite of what you'd expect. But that's how it is. Okay, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's obvious that it works better with the cooldown. Spam clicking is like, you know, I know why it is. It's a bit like with all those games like League of Legends and StarCraft. It's like they like the you know, the DPS, right, or the clicks per second. But it doesn't strike me as a particularly Minecraft thing that you know, I don't know. To be honest, I just found the system when it came in. As soon as I realised where to put the shield and stuff, it just seemed like a better system overall. And I think what's happened now is that Jeb is basically making like wrong decisions. Because I mean, he initially made the right decision when he just followed what he thought. But I think once you listen to feedback, often you end up making the wrong decision. And that's just what's happened with him, I think. I don't know. I mean, I suppose it hasn't been implemented yet, but it seems like it will. Especially you know, like the fletching and the smithing table haven't been implemented in 1.14. So that may be what happens, right? Anyway, last time we made this. A very unique structure. It's probably not quite enough lighting in it still. But I like the way it looks. So that is that. This worked out really nicely with the roofing. Nice palette with the granite slabs. There's lots of slabs we can choose from. I could have used polished granite actually. It's interesting I used just regular granite. I don't know, I like the rough texture of the regular granite though. Anyway, no going back from that. The way I tend to do these things is just build them. So after pig and sheep, which we've already done, next one is cow. Cow is interesting in that it's a very simple design. Is it just me or does that not quite right? Did something happen to the cow? No, it is right. So, what are we going to do? Well, that is a good question. We're going to go back to plots. So remember, this is the website I go to. Let's type it in there. And we find a shape that we haven't built yet. So I'm pretty sure I did sphere. I probably did ellipsoid. Should we just go down the line, do torus? I guess that's what we're going to do. So we're going to look at our diameter of the torus. The cow it kind of fits the torus shape better anyway, so it's fine. What was the thickness? Interesting. I would like to make it a little bit taller if I may. The only thing I have, the only issue I have is I wish I could rotate this thing. I can zoom, but I can't rotate. Also, I can't go below 100%. Because really, oh, actually, no, I suppose I can still see a face of it, right? With a torus, it's you have to really infer what you're doing. Because I need to make the diameter much more. Yeah, the interesting thing, the thing about this is, yeah, a torus, even if you make the diameter huge, it's going to be more difficult to actually see it. What if I do yeah, I could actually, you know what, with the torus it'd be better to view it in 2D section. Let me see it on 2D. Yeah, I don't know if I can really use a torus. What other ones have we got? Because a torus, however big you make it, is always going to be very slim. And if we're looking at height, it's completely wrong. Same with the ellipse, actually. Let's move on to observatory then. And observatory, we just have a stock size. Thing about observatory is obviously it's just a shape that they've built. It does look like it's fairly symmetrical though. Huh. Like how big do we want to make it? 20? 20 is big. 20 is big. And with this observatory shape, the thing is, if we look at the, I'm just looking at the picture of the observatory. The way the observatory is that it's got like this huge, it's like a, almost like a Mohican, but a building with a Mohican, if that makes sense. It actually reminds me of, we'll do a 20. Basically, it reminds me of, I'll tell you what it reminds me of, if we can find the right one. It reminds me of the pig house. The first pig house. Because that's what I tried to do. And what do I call this? A sun window. I guess that makes sense because it's an observatory. And it's good that we're not going to do it on the same one. Okay. So the cow house is over here. We don't want to be too near. It's quite a central location it's got here though. Could go maybe out over here. Yeah. What about in this water section? Here's a nice spot. I'd prefer not to just to remove all the water, but there is quite a lot of water, so I'm not going to really be removing it all. Okay. Let's just try to get the Y level right. I always do it that's slightly wrong. So if I do that, so we need to go -1, right? If I did this, yeah, you see, it goes in there. That's basically what we want. So for the Y, we're fine. And we want to do... Which side do we want to go? Probably this way and then left. So it's positive Z and positive X. Okay. So let's make sure we're in the right spot first of all. So we'll just stand right here. Not like that, the grass block. Oops. Oh, come on, man. It did two, didn't it? It did two. Did the 0 and the -1. Okay, it's not bad though. We haven't done massive damage here. I think we might want to. See, I don't know why I would want to. If there's any real benefit to making the landscape better, but for some reason I want to. We do actually have like a little bit of ground here as well, don't we? Something like that maybe. Could put a bit of sand as well around here. Just give it a little something extra, right? Don't know, it's kind of it's a bit weird looking. Ultimately, when you destroy a large area like this, it always does end up a bit funny looking. But we have a space for the cow house now. Makes no sense to do that. I do like to face these things like inward a bit. I'm just thinking like this tree is going to be a nuisance, I think, to be honest. Having one of these big trees like this here is just not good. How are we doing on it? Probably more. Alright. I think that might be it. It's impossible to get these trees down, to be honest. They're always a nuisance. Like, you would think there's no internal blocks at this point. I know I can use a command, but just want to see something decay here. Looks like it's working. All right. So I think we'll start about here. And what do we decide on the model? The observatory, right? Okay, so the way the observatory works, we're going to say a height of 20. What is up with that one? Oh, it's missing there. Is it missing? Yeah, it is. Okay. So it's going to have a funny shape because I'm not going to build the whole of it, right? Can you imagine if I did build the whole of it? Building the whole of it would actually be an interesting task to actually try and achieve one day. What I don't get though is how you're going to wow, this is really going to be 20 height. It really is going to be 20 height. Just an arbitrary number, but like anything. Alright, let's clear our palette. Let's get our cow palette. Not including the roof. It's funny, there's two acacia. Is that the palette? Basically. Is that just light grey again? Okay. I used a lot of grey concrete here, didn't I? It's actually a very limited amount of colours. I've certainly been using more colours. This pig house, man. The courthouse I like as well. I think it's nice just to look through the various things I have done. That was nice to do that. There's no doubt as well that the this upstairs here was really good. This is probably one of my best upstairs areas. It's spacious. And I used this thing where I did 2 blocks there. It really helped a lot. This is such a good house. This is still probably one of my favourites, if not my favourite. Even the thing with the we're gonna struggle to beat the cod house next time in the second cod house. But anyway. So we've got a little pallet here. Let's get going. I mean, I don't know if we need to face everything in. If you think about it, they're all facing in at this point. Could face them all in, though. I don't know. We'll try facing them all then. I sometimes like wonder whether I should change a certain thing. So what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 6 on the bottom. And then we have a 7. And then we have an 8. And then the 8 is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Yeah. So in total there's 5 rows of 8. Yeah. So it's 5 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I'll try some more coloration with the cat. Okay, so the final one has got just a corner piece missing over here. And then we have a 3 section. Section. Don't ask me why there's like one corner piece missing. I'm not sure. Okay, then we have 2 sets of 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, we have a 2, 3 and then a 2, 3. Two, 3, and then again 2, 3. Yeah, this is a different approach to the sun window. You get a larger sun window like this. I would like to build something with a massive sun window, to be honest. Then we just have a single 3. And now we have a flat 2 3. It's kind of interesting looking at these structures. And we get another flat 2 3. This should actually be the top. Yeah, it's another flat 2 3. It doesn't look like 20 though in height, but I guess it is. I'm curious to see if I count it and it'll stay the same thing. And the flat 2 3 there. Correct? Yeah. And then the top section, the top level is a 1 2 3 4 5 3. How we're going to get the cow face on there, I've got no idea. So is this really 20? Is this really, really 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Looks like 19 to me, unless I've done it wrong. Let's try counting that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that bit is just 11 up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I've done it wrong. So up to the top of the 3x3 is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay, that's correct. 11, and then that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? It says size 20, but it's only 19 high. Okay then. I've just counted it on the picture, so I built it the way that it looks, but it's only 19 high. That must be something to do with size 1 being impossible or something. Whatever, it's 19 high. It's not like a big deal. But yeah, at this point you have to sort of I mean, how are we gonna get a bloody cow face in this? How are we gonna map it? The feeling is that you would get it like here. We've probably got enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could easily just fill in that spot. It would look better. It looks good in terms of because of the idea is that this is supposed to be glass. And it doesn't extend that far beyond here. I think, to be honest, like when you're doing stairs, right? If you want to have flat sections, like you need it to be in the corners, right? Because that way you can block in a corner. So extending out the actual overall structure, we can always do like a border on it. All right, so I'm happy with that. Because the thing is, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do a very similar cow face, to be honest. I don't think there's actually much point in deviating too much, because we're actually in a position where it's fine. I actually chose a pretty good size for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we might just use the same one. And it may seem like a bit of a cop-out to do that, but I am doing quite a lot of variation in other ways, right? I could even straight up copy it over. Should I do that? Wouldn't be the end of the world if I did that, to be honest. It is pretty straightforward to do this. I could also just put the picture up and build it really quickly. Let's try and copy it over. I'm feeling like a bit. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more confident with this. So what we are, negative x, negative z. So if I go do it from here, no, I'll go from here. Positive x, positive z. This will be a good way to look at it. So let's try and just get this one face. Okay. So it's about 10 by 10, 10 by 8. By 1, I think, right? Other way around. Pretty close already, see? And we need to shift it one more in the positive direction, in the positive Z direction, right? Like that. See, I am getting it. I never thought I would get it, but I am starting to get it. Just shift that down one. Can I do it? Yeah. Alright. Now placing it will be more difficult. So we need to place it in place of this, right? We don't need to worry about moving the blocks. So let's try looking in the same direction and see if that helps us to place it. Okay, we're not quite there. It is actually wider than I thought. We also need to... Wait, how many blocks are in there? Only one. So it's actually going to be overlapping. Let's put it... I don't know if the orientation of this thing makes any difference. So we need to move it in the positive Z, right? Done. Yeah, this would be trickier if you have blocks which have got direction in it. Okay. Okay. This is kind of interesting because a cow actually does have it. Weirdly, because a cow does actually have horns. This kind of makes a lot of sense. I almost feel like we can do more with the terracotta here. Like, I feel like I want to drop down some of these paths, like at right angles, to create a more curved structure. Because I like this curve here, and I think like just using it as the roof and just doing everything else square is a bit of a waste. So what I'm thinking is something like this, right? We drop that down here, and then we go and we drop this one down here, right? I'm just thinking like what would be the methodology to achieve that properly. I guess we can just do it that. I guess we could just do it like that. Yeah, let's just do it like that. How is that the case? Yeah, this would be there. Right, right. Right. Just filling in the square, right? And then the rest of this is window. Cool. I almost feel like there's ways to... You know what, let's just fill it in and we can change the colours later. We could also mirror the pattern first before we do that. It would make it like go all the way through. I almost don't want to do that though, because I think that will actually... You alright, Neutron? How you doing? You good? I've been working with plots again. This is what the observatory looks like. A cross section of it, anyway. It's kind of funny when you put it on the cow, because it looks like a horn, like the horn of a male cow or a bull. This is what, and this is funny because this is something that I looked at before with the original pig house. It's a sun window. You can see it wasn't like I actually originally thought about that here, like a sun window. It's funny that that's like such a popular structure, even if you look at it when as it's loading in. It's a very interesting way of. It's a very interesting way to create light inside a structure because these are all going to be glass. That's not good, dude. What's wrong? I did just copy over the cow because, to be honest, there's only so much. The cow just looks how the cow looks. It's very easy to do, and I'm probably not going to change it too much. Yeah, I could make it symmetrical. The problem is the only reason I'm thinking of not doing it symmetrical. Well, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. It's just that this structure is quite long. I don't want to do that one again. I guess we can just go straight down from here. It won't be that long, actually. I was a little bit worried about it being too long. But we'll try it anyway. So we have a 2x3 section to go down here. So let's make sure we get it right. So this is a flat section. So it's interesting, this structure is that you combine the flat sections, and then this is like the middle, and then you have the vertical sections. It's like a couple of okay, so we have two flat sections. Right. And then we have a normal section here. And then we're going to have two vertical, two sections. Like that. Does that look right? I think so. And then finally we have a 3x3 block here. It's not good, dude. That is not good. Well, I'm sure you'll, I don't know what remedies you have. You know. So that looks good, right? It's going to be a... I don't know where we're getting the corners from. The problem is, if I did something like... If I really said, like, no corners anywhere in this building, and we were, like, going out like this... then it'll be very hard to get the staircase in. We have to have a corner. I think we're just going to go corners. Make the corner here, right? Yeah. Let's go straight down here. This... What is even going on here? I'm just going to disentangle that bit. Just because it's a bit in the way. That's cool, dude. Do 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 boo 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 boo. Okay, so pretty cool. This is more like a proper. This is like a proper arch, if you think about it. This is what an arch should look like. It looks more impressive rather than some of the other ones I've built. Whether we want to do it all the way down like that, I don't know. I could replace this section. I could do two. I don't know. That would be unusual to do. I don't know. We'll think about what we're going to do with that. This is cool though. I like this shape. Maybe I should do the other arch here. What am I building, Keaton? Welcome to the stream. I am building a cow house. I've built a lot of houses in the past. Here's my parrot house. We have a this is a cod house. Basically, the way I'm doing it, Keaton, I chose 6 animals. This is what I did. I chose 6 animals to build with. These are what I chose. I chose a sheep. Then we had pig. Then we had cow. Then we had squid. And it was cod, pufferfish, parrot. And I chose those animals because I wanted it to be a range of different colours. And I said, I'm going to build. And I said, for the first time, we're going to try build all bungalows. So I built each of those houses as a bungalow or a chalet bungalow. So that meant it was no stairs. So if you look at any of these original houses that I built, these are all actually bungalows. And there's no stairs. This is just to mimic like a loft. In a chalet bungalow you can have a loft area like this. Some of them though, such as the squid bungalow, this is just a bungalow. In this one I actually put a porch. And the aim is, and the idea is, we have to have, the front of the house has to be the face of the animal. And it's a way to use different colours and to... It's almost like if I was teaching it, if I was a teacher and I was teaching this, that's how I would do it. I'd say use these different colours and make a bungalow. That's right, Neutron. And I've done lots of different things. Like this is probably my favourite roof. I was just talking about it earlier actually. I really like in the cod house here, I did the cod, and this I really like. This looks cool. These look actually in a nice place. Again, it's a bungalow, so there's no stairs going up. And you can see I have this nice nice upstairs here as well. This is really nice, pleasant. Then for the second, okay, so you see, first time build all the bungalows. Now second time, we need to build a 2-story house. Use slabs. Okay, so that was the rule, right? So we're still not allowing anything, but basically it's a way to gradually put more and more things in a house, because otherwise it will be a mess. Now some people would argue it's already a mess. So for instance, here's the first one we did in the second wave. So we've already had that sheep house, and for this I used a website called this, which helped me to build a little bit better, a bit more interestingly. So you can see I used basically a sphere for this, and you can see I made it different shapes just to give a slightly different edge. And if we go in the house, you can see I've done some internal things. This actually is probably similar to what I did with the cod house. And you see the main point of that, I know, but people can type that in, it's very simple. But anyway, so you can see we've got a staircase, only slabs, no stairs. So there's no stairs here, right? And if you use slabs, you See, a slab, the important thing to use a slab and not just a stair is that with a slab, if you want to go up, it's more difficult, isn't it? Because this will only get you up to one block. With a stair, it does it all in one. So it's a different approach when you're doing this, because you have to go further. And even though stairs are better and easier, you get these are like, you get longer staircases. See, I had to turn around a lot. And that's something which I find quite cool. And you can see I've used slabs again for the ceiling. So it's a way of gradually introducing more complicated techniques. I did some stuff with the flooring. And interestingly, you'll notice that the reason why the light is so good in here is because there's glowstone underneath. In the past, you could use pistons, right? But now, these actually are not transparent. So you have to use leaves if you want that effect. Okay, and I did a nice. The doorway is actually quite nice as well. I'd like to use some more stuff with the fences as well, because fences are cool. But you'll notice one thing you'll notice overall about my houses: I don't use normal materials very much. Oh, you're right, Chris. How you doing? So this is another one I built. Tried to do something different with the roof. It didn't really. It's kind of. This was before we could even use slabs. So slabs were actually banned at this point. I don't know if we've even got a house for this. So this was with the. Probably don't want to go in there actually. Got to be a little bit careful with the mushrooms. But this was nice. I'm pretty good, dude. Pretty good. And you see, this didn't even use slabs, but look at the different shapes that we managed to get here. We managed to get some pretty cool shapes there. So yeah. Haven't actually got a door here. And we just dumped the... There are certain things I would change if I was really going to like actually use this as storage. But just as a present, like a show home, it's pretty nice. Yep, everyone's pretty late. And then I actually really, probably out of all of them, this is a good one, the Parrot House. One of the interesting things about the Parrot House is that you can get a very... oh, thanks a lot, Keaton, I appreciate that. So yeah, one of the things about... this was actually the first one I built, the sheep house. This is actually was supposed to be... This is a... If you're ever interested in an interesting window design, this is called an eyelash dormer. If you ever look at that, if you're ever interested in a, yeah, I think I've got it right. Yeah, I have. Oh no, it's an eyelash. No, not sorry, eyebrow, isn't it? Yeah, not eyelash. Sorry. Don't want to give you the wrong information there. They are amazing looking windows, and I'd like to. But anyway, forget about that. Let's go back to this. But yeah, that was what I was trying to create. This was my very first one. But this one I did leave the heart. So yeah, it's quite nice that. But there's lots of interesting... Yep. You'll see a lot of message retracted if you on streams. This was a weird roof I did that I wanted to make. I did it. If you look at this side, look at this pattern here. I did it completely upside down on this side. What did I? How did I do? I can't remember exactly how. Yeah, it is. See, that's like an N. And this created like a pretty... You see, weirdly, you still get like the noises now. You get a lot of these noises, like if there's too many blocks in one space. But this feels like more like what it would be like in a loft, which is interesting, right? In a loft, if you ever go into like a real loft, like a real loft is like this, right? You have to basically, you're on beams all the time. Well, it wouldn't have this bit at the bottom, but it would be just the beams here, right? And if you cut through, you would have like, you know, if you ever walk in a loft, basically, you have to make sure you stay on the beams, because otherwise you'll literally put your foot through the floor or the ceiling of the room below. Okay. Anyway, so there's a little tour, and these tours will obviously get more expensive. So for this one, we use something from that website, plots.uk, called the Observatory. Now, what we might do is we might come down a little bit here. I'm trying to think like where we might want to come down here though. Who is bold? I think bold does. It's something like, isn't it like that? And I tried to type it in and it said error, try again. So maybe it's not the way I thought it was. You can't do bold text. Oh, is that how it works? I can't get it to work. But anyway, I don't know how it works. I know you can do it, Chris, but I'm just not sure how. Okay, so yeah, let's just do a bit more here. Okay, yeah, you say that's right, Chris, but I don't see it actually. All right. Well, I'll look at it at some point. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it does work like that. It should work in the stream. Let me look it up. Bold text YouTube. Oh, you're right. It doesn't work. Yeah, you're right. You are actually right, Chris. Yeah, I can see that. That's weird. The problem, you know what it is? I'm not surprised it doesn't work. Yeah, normal comments, right. YouTube really do not support their live stream properly. Like the amount of like they could make it so much better, the live stream experience, and they just don't bother, and I don't know why. Like it's not like they're doing much else, you know, because they could make it like so much better. We can make this a really cool we'll see how we make this the Observe, because this is going to be a huge window. The whole thing is going to be a window. It's going to be like a proper should we work on the window first then, maybe, rather than the walls? That is a really nice arch structure. There's no doubt about that, right? Alright. So now we need to use glass. Glass. I feel like we could do something cool with the glass. So let's just try some different effects. That's a really nice arch, isn't it? Do you know why it looks like that? If you go on that website, plots.co.uk, you'll see that that is really nice, isn't it? You know what I love about this arch is that it's actually like, it's like a perfect arch. You have three. Really, the arch is actually from like this spot. Sorry. That is actually the size. That is actually the arch, right? There's a 3 at the bottom, then 2 vertical 2s. You show fogged ground. What is fogged ground? I know what you mean. Do you mean like... Mycelium. What does mycelium look like now anyway? Mycelium goes with this colour a lot. See, this is quite a nice palette if you think about it. Even this colour goes nicely. These colours really go well together. White glass, then light grey. White glass, light grey, then grey. Yeah. I tell you what I do like. One of the things I liked to do was I did it on this side of the window. You see, this I thought was cool. To have a little bit of clarity just by doing that. I mixed it with the white glass. It may work with other glass types as well. That's what I'm thinking. And I actually did a border around here with wood. I probably won't do that this time though. You want to put glass in the ground? We're going to see how we do this anyway. Where's my glass? I don't want the concrete. We'll just get... I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do this. In the ground, yeah. This glass is really nice. Which one is this? This is light grey. The light grey is really nice. It's actually probably the best one. Okay, interesting. Yeah, you could do that. I know what you mean. Having glass in the ground is quite cool. Like a shape like that is cool, isn't it? Oops. Don't worry about that. I should get so. I should. The problem is I did this over a. Gonna get confused at this rate. I don't know. The thing is, like, if there's dirt underneath, Yeah, that's good for flooring. Like for flooring, you would do something like that. I actually am over a lot of water here. So again, I could use some coral again. Would any of them go here? Not really. Funnily enough, do you think you could use like the dead coral? Because it's got a nice texture. But I don't know if it would really work. Or have you just used it as like a decorative block? Does it go with like andesite or something? Do you know what I mean? I wonder if like you could do something like that. I don't know. There's lots of different like artistic things you could do. Place grey stained glass, skip a block. Alright, let me try what you're saying. Place grey stained glass. So we'll give me a minute. Place grey stained block. Then I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. Yep. I know what you mean. It's like a gradient, isn't it? Alright. Outlining the... Oh, do you mean from the outside? Wait. Do you mean... I think I know what you mean now. I think I'm getting it. Do you mean like... I'll tell you what, I'm going to do what I think you mean, Chris. Do you mean it like out here to do it as the windows? No, we can't have... No, maybe you don't mean that. Dig 11 down, then the pattern. Yeah, I can't understand. I think you mean put it in... This is where it goes, right? So let's try it here. So we'll start with grey. And what we'll do is we'll do regular. So grey, light grey, white, and then we'll do regular in the middle. That's how we're going to do it. Because that is actually a pretty good, cool thing you've said there. So we start with grey, then we need light grey. And then we need white. Sorry, I've done that wrong. Grey, light grey, white. Oh no, I suppose, yeah. Sorry, skip. Right, skip. So we skip after each one. I don't know if this has worked. Yeah, it's difficult because it's very hard to explain. You know what? I'm going to have to leave this till next time. I just realised I've been streaming like over an hour, and I normally stream for about 50 minutes. But yeah, if you've, but yeah, I'm going to end the stream. But we'll see what I do next time. I will think about the way to. Do you mean like glass in all this whole thing? Let me just try it. You want me to skip a block? Okay, yeah. You might need to make a video on it because, yeah, to understand what you mean. But yeah, we're going to leave it there anyway. So thanks for coming along, Chris and Neutron. If Keaton, if you're still here, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Goodbye.